What if Greek gods saw your Google search history? You're about to discover a scenario that will chill you to the bone. 3 in the morning, you're alone in your room, the blue glow of the screen illuminating your face. Your hands tremble as you type something you'd take to the grave, something you would never tell your best friend, your mom, or even your therapist. Enter. Google processes your darkest search, the one that makes you look paranoidly over your shoulder even though you know nobody's home. Right now, as you watch this, golden and immeasurable eyes are spying on every letter you've ever typed in your life. Zeus, the supreme lord of Olympus, who commands lightning and storms, has total and unrestricted access to your search history. Every pathetic search about your crush, every insecurity typed at dawn, every bizarre medical search. He's seen it all. But Zeus isn't alone. The 12 most powerful gods in mythology are gathered right now, judging you. And the reactions they had when they saw your most intimate searches will make you question every click you've ever made in your life. The question is, would you delete your entire search history right now if you could? Or would you have the courage to face the most embarrassing and terrifying divine judgment a mortal has ever faced? Because after what you're about to discover, it might be too late to hide. What country and city are you watching this video from? Drop a comment because Zeus already knows your exact location. He just wants to see if you have the courage to publicly admit where you're hiding. Mount Olympus 2024. Zeus's golden palace has undergone a technological renovation that would make Google's headquarters look ancient. The white marble columns now gleam with constantly moving blue holograms. Hermes, always efficient, personally installed the most advanced divine fiber optic in the universe. Hephaestus created servers that process information at the speed of light. The gods discovered the internet, and it changed everything. Zeus raises his right hand, the same one that has controlled storms and decided the fate of entire empires. A golden lightning bolt emerges from his fingers, but this time it doesn't destroy anything. It connects directly to Google's servers, penetrating every firewall, passing through every security system like they were spider webs. His voice, which has echoed through centuries, now resonates through digital skies. Mortals, the time has finally come to know your true, your most intimate intentions. Hera, sitting majestically on her throne beside her husband, lets out a laugh that mixes amusement with a hint of divine cruelty. Dear Zeus, this is going to be infinitely worse than spying on your own romantic betrayals. She knows what she's talking about. After all, she's caught Zeus in much more embarrassing situations throughout millennia. The scene unfolding before our eyes is simultaneously majestic and terrifying. Zeus, imposing on his solid gold throne, observes a gigantic screen floating in the air, showing billions of global searches in real time. Each pixel blink represents the deepest fears, desires, and secrets of millions of people around the world. Athena, goddess of wisdom, adjusts her golden designer glasses while analyzing search patterns with the precision of a military supercomputer. Her eyes scan statistical data that would make any Google analyst jealous. Aphrodite, goddess of love, can't stop laughing at the pathetic romantic attempts that humans type in desperate hope of winning someone over. Every "how to win over my crush" makes her laugh even harder. Ares, god of war, is visibly excited discovering how many people search about violence, conflicts, and revenge methods. His eyes shine with every search about how to get revenge on my ex or creative ways to humiliate enemies. And Hades, Ha! Hades observes everything with a sinister smile that would freeze any mortal's blood. He specialized in the darkest searches: depression, death, loneliness, hopelessness. Athena finally breaks the tense silence that hung over digital Olympus. Zeus, 89.6% of humans search about us, Greek gods, but not exactly the way we expected when we created our mythology. And now the burning question. Have you ever searched about Greek gods at 2 in the morning, alone in the dark? They know exactly why you did it. And believe me, they have some very interesting theories about your motivations.
Let's go back a few hours in Olympic time to understand how we got here. Hephaestus, god of technology and forges, had spent months creating what he proudly named the Olympic Network. It wasn't just an internet connection. It was something much deeper and more invasive. A direct and unbreakable link to all terrestrial servers, all data centers, all connected devices on the face of the earth. "Father Zeus," said Hephaestus, chest puffed with divine pride, "I can show the complete history of any mortal you desire. From the first time they touched a keyboard to the last search they made 3 seconds ago. Just choose a name." Zeus, always dramatic in his decisions, closes his eyes for a moment. When he opens them again, they shine with that golden light that has intimidated titans and mortals for millennia. He slowly points to the gigantic screen floating before him. And then, something happens that makes your heart race wherever you are watching this. Your complete name appears in golden letters on the screen. Your most recent photo materializes beside it. Your IP address blinks like a beacon in digital darkness. "This particular mortal," Zeus murmurs, with a smile that mixes curiosity with something much more dangerous, "has an absolutely fascinating search history." Dionysus, god of wine and fun, who until then was distracted with a cup of ambrosia, suddenly pays attention and guffaws. "At least this one doesn't search how to make wine at home with grape juice. Now that would be deeply offensive to my divine dignity." But the question hammering in your head right now is, what exactly would appear if Zeus typed your full name right now, this second? Are you absolutely sure you want to discover the answer? Because once you know, there's no unknowing it.
The moment of truth has arrived. Zeus moves his index finger, the same one that is pointed at entire cities before destroying them, and deliberately clicks on your digital profile. The screen explodes in an avalanche of data that would make any normal person have a nervous breakdown. Your desperate searches about unrequited crushes, your deepest insecurities typed in moments of vulnerability, your most primitive fears, your forbidden desires that you thought no one would ever discover, your 3 a.m. existential doubts, and those extremely embarrassing medical searches you made after watching some documentary about rare diseases. The gods' reactions begin like a symphony of divine judgments. Zeus, with that voice that has already decided the fate of civilizations, declares, "Why does this specific mortal search how to know if I'm minimally attractive exactly 47 times in a 2-month period? And why always at 2:30 in the morning?" Aphrodite, who has seen the most pathetic romantic attempts in human history, shakes her head with disdain. Self-love? Absolutely zero. Negative self-esteem. It's almost impressive how someone can be so digitally insecure. Athena, always analytical, points to another set of data. Look at this, searched how to be smarter 312 times, but the history shows they never clicked to read any of the results. Procrastination has reached levels that challenge my understanding of human nature. Poseidon, god of the seas, observes with divine irony, This mortal obsessively searches about paradisiacal beaches, dream tropical destinations, and all-inclusive resorts. But the phone's GPS shows they haven't left home in 7 months. The contradiction is almost poetic. Here's the question that will define your character. Faced with this total and complete exposure of your most intimate digital life, would you hide under your bed until the end of time, or would you have the courage to explain each of these embarrassing searches face to face with gods who have existed for millennia? But Hades, who until now observed silently from digital shadows, whispers with a voice that seems to come directly from the underworld. My dear brothers, you've only seen the bright surface of the iceberg. The truly dark searches, those that reveal the deepest abysses of the human soul. I carefully save those for the grand finale.
Zeus majestically rises from his throne, and when the Lord of Olympus rises, all digital reality seems to tremble. Golden lightning begins to dance around the gigantic screen, creating an energy storm that would make any supercomputer beg for mercy. This mortal, his voice echoes with the force of 1,000 thunders, specifically searched about M.E., Zeus, exactly 127 times in the last 6 months. The tension in digital air becomes almost palpable. You want so badly to know who I am, mortal? Want to discover if the myths about my power are true? Then I'll give you a personal and unforgettable demonstration. At this exact moment, wherever you are, your screen, whether computer, phone, or tablet, begins to flicker strangely. A message appears slowly, letter by letter, as if being typed by invisible hands. Zeus wishes to access your current location in real time. 2 options blink on screen: accept or deny. But before you can even fully process what's happening, Athena interferes with her millennial wisdom. Father Zeus, please observe these other searches more carefully before making any drastic decisions. This mortal also extensively searched about our mythological history, our philosophical lessons, our ancestral teachings. There's a genuine thirst for knowledge here. Perhaps, just perhaps, they deserve a bit of divine mercy. Hermes, always the divine diplomat, quickly adds, "And look here, Zeus, they searched how to be a better person more than 50 times. That has to count for something in the final judgment, doesn't it?" But the question burning in your mind is, if Zeus appeared at your door right now, wearing his divine suit and carrying lightning in his hand, exactly what would you say to justify that specific search you made at 3:47 in the morning on a Tuesday 2 weeks ago? That search you're certain no one else in the universe ever thought of making.
Suddenly, Zeus freezes completely. The silence that settles over Olympus is so heavy and dense, it seems to have physical weight. The giant screen stops moving, frozen exactly on your most embarrassing search of all, the one you made in a moment of complete vulnerability and would never admit even under torture. All 12 Olympic gods are reading simultaneously. None of them speak a word. The cosmic embarrassment is so intense that even the gods, who have literally seen everything throughout millennia, are left without reaction. That's when the shadows in the darkest corner of Olympus begin to move sinisterly. Hades, lord of the digital underworld, slowly manifests like black smoke materializing into human form. His eyes shine with knowledge that goes beyond good and evil, beyond life and death. My dear brother Zeus, Hades speaks with a voice that seems to come from the depths of the darkest internet. You and our brothers have only seen Google's superficial history, only the most visible tip of the digital iceberg. A truly terrifying smile spreads across his divine face. How about I show the complete YouTube history, Instagram views, the stories he thought were temporary, the incognito mode he thought would protect him. The digital temperature of Olympus drops several degrees. All gods exchange glances with a mixture of morbid curiosity and genuine terror about what they're about to discover. Hades continues, savoring each word like poisoned ambrosia. And that's still nothing compared to what really interests me. He makes a dramatic pause that seems to last an eternity. There's a type of digital history that not even mortals themselves know exists. Data that's collected, stored, and analyzed without them having the slightest awareness. And when you, my dear brothers, discover what humans really do when they think no one's watching, all of humanity will beg on their knees for us to return to the blessed times when the internet didn't exist.
Zeus, who regained his divine composure, but is still visibly shaken by Hades' revelations, raises his voice with all the authority of one who has governed Olympus for millennia. Mortal, you have exactly 30 seconds to give me a convincing and satisfactory explanation about your 3 most shameful searches that appear here on our screen, or you will face our complete divine justice without appeal. The divine screen reorganizes, and 3 specific searches appear in golden fire letters, blinking hypnotically. First, that absolutely embarrassing search you made after watching a questionable movie. Second, that search about your deepest and most irrational fear you had after a particularly vivid nightmare. And third, that search about your most intimate insecurity you typed during a self-esteem crisis at 4 in the morning. The situation is Kafkaesque in its cruelty. Any answer you give will initiate a chain reaction of divine chaos. If you try to explain your searches, you'll be subjected to eternal humiliation that will spread through all dimensions of existence. If you deny or lie about them, you'll awaken the most intense divine wrath that has ever been directed at a mortal since biblical times. If you try to flee or hide, you'll initiate an Olympic pursuit that will make the hunt by Furies look like child's play. The divine clock marks 25 seconds, 24, 23. The pressure is unbearable. But then, at the last possible second, Hermes, always the smartest and most diplomatic of gods, whispers loud enough for everyone to hear. To be completely honest with you mortals, we all search for strange things from time to time. Even our grandiose Zeus searched how to win women while being married at least 12 times just last week. And Aphrodite, she constantly searches why my relationships never last, as if she didn't know she literally incarnated unstable passion. Hermes' revelation creates a moment of comic relief in the middle of unbearable tension. But the question remains, what would you choose to do, knowing that either way, the gods have already seen absolutely everything and that your options are all equally disastrous?
Before you can formulate any coherent response or make any decision, Olympus's giant screen literally explodes into millions of digital light fragments. You feel an irresistible force pulling you into the computer, as if reality itself had transformed into a technological black hole. You're falling vertiginously through an infinite tunnel made entirely of binary codes, ones and zeros dancing around you like a mathematical storm. Distorted voices echo from all directions. Now you'll finally see what we really do with your personal data? Now you'll discover where all your digital secrets really end up? Welcome to the internet's true underworld. During your endless fall through cyberspace, a particularly sinister voice whispers directly in your ear. Google was literally just the beginning, only the first layer of the digital onion. Wait until you discover what we do with your complete WhatsApp history, your deleted messages, your photos you thought you erased forever, your accidentally sent voice messages. At what seems to be the end of the digital tunnel, a massive door slowly opens, creaking with the sound of 1,000 overloaded servers. A golden sign glows sinisterly above the entrance. Digital Underworld, Hades, CEO and founder. All personal data passes through here first.
If you thought, even for a second, that having Zeus going through your Google history was the most terrifying experience a mortal could go through, you were tragically wrong. Wait until you discover that Hades is the true owner, CEO, and absolute controller of all your personal data you thought was safe in the cloud. Every photo you deleted but still exists on some lost server. Every message you sent by mistake and desperately tried to undo. Every location your phone tracked without you knowing. Every website you visited in incognito mode thinking you were protected. Every online purchase that reveals your secret addictions. All of this is in Hades' hands, and he's just beginning to have fun with you. If you want to discover exactly what other obscure and disturbing digital secrets the Greek gods know about you, secrets that will make you want to delete all your online accounts and go back to living like a hermit without technology, then subscribe to the channel right now and hit that notification bell. Because the next video will reveal things about your digital behavior that will make you question every click you've ever made in your life. And now, the final question that will define your courage. What would be exactly your most embarrassing and indefensible search if Zeus were watching right now? Comment down below if you have enough courage to admit it publicly. Or maybe it's better to keep that secret forever, considering the gods already know anyway.